I'm Dan Lamb, and I was born in Baytown, Texas, August the 7th, 1932. My father didn't have much of an education, sixth grade education, and my mother a high school education. But I don't even know how, but I had the idea that I would graduate from college. Carolyn and I met in Baytown and actually met in church. When I came home from Baylor, well, she was attending that church, and I saw her. She was a beautiful young girl, and we dated some, and then I went to Livingston to teach in September. Then in November I went to El Paso, Texas as a recruit in the Army. Our courtship was through letters more than through dating, and we had only dated a very short time and a few times. So when I got out in November, then we married in December, just a month and a half later. A year and a half later, well, our first daughter was born, and 12 months later, the second daughter was born. 3 years later, the son was born. And we've been married this December, will be 56 years. And we moved to Deepwater in 1956. The salaries particularly in that day, were really, really terrible for teachers. When I went to Livingston in 1953 as a teacher, the basic salary in Texas was $2,400 a year. And so, but I didn't do that but a couple of months, and then I went to the Army. And then when I got out and went to Baytown, it was like $2,800 a year. I remember looking at the salary schedule and could see that somebody who had been there 15 years and got a master's degree, well, you could make all of $4,800. And I just would look at that big salary and I thought, boy, I could just have everything I wanted with $4,800. The first house was 1,100 square feet, and it cost $11,000. And I think I was paying $76 a month on a 30-year loan on Washington Street in the Deepwater area. Well, the builder wasn't sure that with my $3,000 salary that I would qualify for the loan. He basically said, you're a young teacher, so I'd like for you to buy that house, and I can tell people on the street and block, well, this is a Deer Park teacher going to live right here, and that will help me sell other houses. Each summer, as I was a teacher, I would go look for work and usually get a labor job with Brown and Root, and I worked on Highway 225, pouring concrete. And then when we finished that, well, I moved over to the Guff Freeway. The Brown and Root moved over to Guff Freeway, and I worked on the road from Houston to Galveston, pouring concrete on that road, highway. Summers of 57, 58, 59. Temperatures in the high 90s, and the humidity also 95. Well, it was very miserable. But each time I would, in August, would say I'm going to need to turn in my resignation because I'm fixing to start back to school, the supervisor would say, well, we can use you here. If you want to stay, well, we would be glad to have you. And I'd always say that I felt a calling to be a teacher, and that's what my life is going to be. Deer Park School District built a new junior high school. At that time there had been only one, Deer Park Junior High, and then they built the second one, and that's Deepwater Junior High. And I was selected to be the assistant principal there. The role of assistant principal is mainly discipline, And so I really did not enjoy it, and I often thought, well, I'd rather teach math than be assistant principal. But I was paid a little more. But then when I became principal, I did enjoy that. I've always said that if I had any talent, it was in being able to recognize and hire good teachers. I had a very good staff. I feel good that I worked for 38 years as a school employee, and I feel like that I had a positive effect on lots of young people that have grown up in Pasadena.